This is Marc Rudov, branding advisor to CEOs and author of Be Unique or Be Ignored, the CEO's Guide to Branding. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 stages of branding. If you've read my book and if you've watched and listened to me before, you know that I always say that branding is the CEO's number one priority. And the reason for that is the brand is at the very tip of the arrowhead. And there's a cost of not sticking the target. If you don't stick the target on the first try, then you must try again. And that increases your costs of sales, capital, and media. It's a matter of how much you want to pay to do that over and over again. So all the other corporate activities trail the brand. If you think branding isn't the number one priority, you're going to pay for it. Your brand is your identity. It's your reason for being. It's your value proposition. It sets your company's purpose and direction. Now, if your brand is like abstract art, where people say, "What the fuck? Huh? I don't get what you guys do," you have a problem. It means your costs go up. Customers are confused. Investors are confused. Reporters are confused. Now, I hear from people all the time. They say, "Well, Mark, I'm going to refer you to people who ask for branding help." And I tell them, nobody ever asks for branding help. What CEOs will say instead is, customers really don't get us. They don't really understand what we do. They can't distinguish us from our competitors. And I say, that's when they need branding help, but they don't realize it. So when customers are confused, what do? They shop based on lowest price. Or they don't shop at all. They walk out, they don't purchase. And it doesn't matter whether they're consumers or industrial or technology, it doesn't matter. So fusion breeds confusion. Fusion means you blend in with your competitors. You look like them, you sound like them. Fusion breeds confusion that drives up your costs. That's why I call my book Be Unique or Be Ignored. You don't want that to happen. Now, these days it's very popular to be on social media. And let me remind you that there are 2 components to branding: the message and the megaphone. Most people associate the megaphone with branding. Wrong. That's only what comes later. The message is first. Now, if you have a murky message, a blurry brand, and you send it through a megaphone, what do you think you're going to get on the other side? A louder blurry brand, a louder murky message. What a waste of money that is. But that's what people do all the time. So let's go through the 5 stages of branding. The first one is denial. We're not ready. We did it last year. It's not a priority. I hear this all the time. What a strange response for something that is your number one priority. The second stage is anger. We spend so much money on ads. We're liked on all the social sites, yet we have few customers. That's because likes don't mean anything. They mean nothing. You don't aim for likes, you don't aim for retweets, you aim for customers. And without a brand that makes a visceral connection with people, you're not going to get them. And you have to see them in person. You have to have direct contact with them. I've said it before and I will say it again. Social sites do not bring you customers. I don't care what all the pundits and evangelists say. The third stage of branding is negotiation. Well, maybe if we use more newer jargon, we'll get respect. Do you think it's possible? No, it's not. The fourth stage of branding is depression. We're still in the white noise. My staff is demoralized. Well, of course, what do you expect? Because copying everybody else is not going to work. You're going to spend a lot of money on it, and you're going to be very depressed. And finally, the 5th stage is acceptance. Okay, we have no brand. Maybe we should create one. Yes, maybe you should. And you should do that first. Before you create a product, before you have customers, before you have revenues. Again, the brand sets the direction and the purpose of your company. And then and only then do you decide what products you will design, what services you will offer. Only then. Now, I need to say something about technology because you can't get enough of it today. People are talking about virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and driverless cars. Well, look around. What's happening? Technology is making people stupider and more helpless. So, unless you're going to be getting revenues from robots, you need to make sure that your customers are smart. And they're not going to be smart if you're dumbing them down all the time. And you need to go looking for those smart customers. And you can't do it, again, on social media. Real customers don't like, they buy. And here's something I've experienced firsthand. I post things on Twitter, and literally microseconds after I hit the enter key for the submission, people are already liking it. They don't even know what they've liked. And that's why here in the graphic it says half the time I don't even know what I'm liking. That's true. People like things, they don't even know why they're liking them. And if you're depending on these likeaholics, that's what I call them, likeaholics, then you're not going to have a business. So review again the 5 stages of branding: denial, anger, negotiation, depression, acceptance. You only want to have one stage of branding, and that's to make it your number one priority and to be vigilant about it 24/7 by 365. This is Marc Rudov, branding advisor to CEOs and author of Be Unique or Be Ignored, the CEO's Guide to Branding. If you need help with any of this, please contact me at marcrudov.com.